Though he was not a scout himself, he threw himself into scouting. Whatever Dan did, he made it his goal to do it well. As a father, he not only offered scouting, but music to his sons, further enriching their lives. He himself had taken piano and a year of violin. He made sure to be present at events in which his sons were involved. And he was Lori's nearly lifelong partner as they met when she was 15 and he was 16. They met at Sharyamith. That's why I'm so glad Rabbi Bennett's here and that Rabbi Stiffman had some words to say. Active in youth group, they eventually paired off, as many of the youth groupers did, but they stayed together, and by the age of 21 and 20, Dan and Lori were married. They worked really hard to put themselves through school and graduate school and to establish themselves in their chosen professions. Then they were blessed with Ari and Aaron, and in a month and a half, they would have celebrated their 35th wedding anniversary. Dan Ginsparg touched the lives of those with whom he served and whom he led in the reserves, in the management of small business funds, in the manufacturing of giant spools, where he rebuilt a business based on integrity and fairness and created a loyal and hard-working cadre of staff to whom he was also loyal and to whom he was the model of hard work and excellence. He touched the lives of many young men through his leadership in scouting, and he certainly touched the lives of his family, whom he loved completely. So if I return to my original question, long life, great wealth, power and authority, good name, which of these do we use to measure a life well lived? We are especially saddened as we stand here to bid farewell to a man who should have had many more years of life, to a man who provided for his family but still should have had more time to do so, to a leader in the military, in his business, in scouting. He could have done so much more had he been granted more years. However, a life well lived is really measured by the good that a person does in whatever time allotted. By that measure, Dan Ginsparg lived a very good life. We grieve him, especially his beloved wife Lori, whose world now has been thrown into chaos. His sons, Ari and Aaron, whose need for their father in their lives continues to grow as they continue to study and to plan for their own adulthoods. To his parents, Sylvia and Harold, who sadly have outlived their younger son. To his brother Joel, who has been Dan's constant companion throughout the entire span of his life. We mourn with Joel's wife Linda and their children, Ben, Jacob, and Rebecca, as well as with Lori's sister and brother-in-law, Mickey and Christopher Curtis, and their daughter Melody, and of course with Lori's parents, Hans and Marcia Oberdorfer. You heard Hans play taps. I don't know if I could have done that at the funeral of my son-in-law, God forbid. We pray that the good name that Dan earned throughout his life and the good memories of him and the excellent role model that he was will be a blessing and provide some measure of comfort and consolation to you all. His was a life well lived. May his soul be bound up in the bond of life. And let us say, Amen. Continue now as we'll lower